through until the last couple of kilometers, but should be fairly close to the finish line. And close to the finish line is Kiplagat, Brent. She's a great athlete, and this her first completed marathon. Didn't have a good experience in Boston, but it's been much better today. She's slowed it a bit in the latter section, but that time you can see there is one which, if she does, well, she's certainly heading for under 2:21, which is pretty darn good, isn't it?
Looks like a really good performance.
Maybe quicker.
From Florence Kiplagat. Learned her lessons when she ran in Boston, wasn't able to complete that course. But the world half marathon champion and the world cross-country champion, we clearly know what a good runner she is, and we clearly knew that if she was going to get her training right, then she could go the full distance, and she's on her way to doing that, on her way to completing and winning her first major marathon. And I think this will be a race which runs her into the selection situation for the Kenyan team. The London Marathon winner Mary Keitany will be clearly in that team. Add Florence Kiplagat to that, and we're going to have a phenomenal race in London in 2012. And she's enjoying the plaudits of the crowd. 2 hours 19 minutes on the clock, and she can see the finish line. It's going to be an exceptionally quick time for Florence Kiplagat.
Well, only her teammate, you mentioned her, Mary Keitany, has gone under 2 hours 20 this year, and of course 2 hours 20 the real benchmark. Still, not too many women have got under that time, and Kiplagat's going to be very close to it. She's picked it up in the last kilometre or so, just dropped off a little bit, but is now really surging for the line. And Florence Kiplagat will finish her first marathon in fine style. She is going to get under 2 hours 20. It's a really good performance from the Kenyan, the former world cross-country champion, wins the Berlin Marathon, 2:19 and 44 thereabouts, outside the course record by about 30 seconds or so, but second fastest in the world this year, and depending on the official time will move into the world's top 10 ever marathoners. And Jos Hermans rightly very, very pleased with her performance. So disappointed with what happened to her in Boston. She'd prepared for that and had to gather herself. Had a good half marathon a couple of weeks back now, sorry, a couple of months back. Just being told that Ben Whitby actually crossed the line in 2:16 and 27 for 10th place. And this is Irena Mikitenko, who I think's run a really smart race. She's running for something that's going to bring her in with a really good clocking. Paula Radcliffe in the distance. Paula heading, we think, for something around 2:24, which in itself I think would be a really good performance. She's trying to raise her game in the last kilometre or so and has held it together well. Mikitenko, the former two-time London Marathon winner, missed out on the World Championships here in Berlin, rather sadly. She had injuries, and her father died as well the summer after that, and so Mikitenko has not had the chance to show at a major championships how good she is, but this will give her the chance, I'm sure, to solidify selection for London next year. And she is, even at the age of 38, showing that she's still somebody to be reckoned with. She says she wants to be fitter next year, and undoubtedly she can now work on that, but this is a really strong run from her. Her pacemakers, Brent, set her off at a good pace early on. She's stuck to it. If anything, I think she's probably picked up slightly in the second half of the race, and that's the way to do it.
A very, very good performance, a conservative approach to this marathon by Irena Mikitenko, who's had some difficult times over the last few months, but finally getting her act together and finishing in strong form in second place behind Florence Kiplagat in the women's marathon here today in Berlin. And looking down the road, as soon as we see Irena Mikitenko finish, and she'll be really, really pleased and satisfied with that performance. Deserves the plaudits of the crowd in this magnificent setting in Berlin. 2 hours 22 minutes and 18 seconds, and she'll be absolutely thrilled, delighted with that performance. Marathon running is a cagey thing, but Paula Radcliffe now on her way to a really, really good performance. She set off in true Paula Radcliffe style. She went with a leader who was too strong for her and too fast for her, but you know, she's confounded all the critics. Nobody quite knew what to expect from Paula today. She's had some difficult times. We saw her run a time a few months ago, 33 minutes for 10 kilometers. We thought, my goodness, she's really in a bad way. But she's prepared gradually over the summer, and now she's enjoying finishing this marathon, the first one for a couple of years, and a really, really good one. And the selectors will be getting their pens out and writing down London 2012 #1 selection, Paula Radcliffe.
It's been hard. It's been a gritty run from Paula Radcliffe, and it's been a long, hard road to get back to this point. But she's heading for perhaps her quickest time for about 4 years. Paula Radcliffe might not be completely back, but she's well on her way to heading towards London next year. This was a tough race for her. It was perhaps one of the most important of her career. She had to come here and perform well. She had to come here and post a time, and she's done that. It's going to be inside 2 hours, 24 seconds. Well done, Paula Radcliffe. That, in the circumstances, may well be one of the best runs of her career. She hasn't run that quick. In fact, that's quicker than she ran when she won New York in 2008. She hasn't run that fast since 2007, when she ran 2:23:09. And I think she will be immensely proud of herself, and already a smile comes across the face of Paula Radcliffe, and isn't that good? Official result then, 2 hours 19:44 for Kiplagat. Gets her into the world's top 10 of all time. Irena Mikitenko, 2 hours 22:18. And for Paula Radcliffe, 2 hours 23:46. Third place, job done, mission accomplished.
Tightening up from 7K, so I just thought, right, just relax it, just run steady. But I still think I probably got a little bit carried away in the beginning. So I think after the year it's been, I should be happy with that, but I'm a little bit annoyed. But that's probably good, because it means you go into the winter training a bit frustrated and with a bit more to build on for next year.
Early stage of the race, you were up there almost alongside Florence Kiplagat, but did you ever think you could get cut back that lead that she'd built up?
Well, to begin with, I felt like she kept surging a little bit at the drink stations, so I was kind of trying to stay steady and just pulling her back in, and that was okay till the 15K one, and then it just felt like a little bit too hard to pull her in, and then I was thinking, look, be sensible. You have to get this one tucked away. You have to get the qualifying time. Just let your ego take a back seat a little bit and kind of just race it and be sensible. So it was hard, but I was kind of had to just run my rhythm, and I could hear Gary like screaming at me to close the gap, but I was thinking, no, I've just got to be sensible. I've got to get this leg through, and then it gets a rest and it recovers, and then I can get in better. I know I can get in a lot better shape for next year.
Okay, next year, you said you got the Olympic qualifying time. It's all eyeballs out for that Olympic title, that elusive, not just Olympic medal, but gold. Still think you could do that?
I still think that anybody who's healthy there on the start line is in with a shot, and that's my biggest goal, is to go away now to get healthy. I've got a little bit of an osteophyte needs taken out of one foot, and this hip needs to rest a bit, and then I'll be into the winter training. And yeah, I mean, honestly, after the training I've had this summer, it's been very up and down, so if I look at it coldly, I've got to be happy with that, but I'm not, because I wanted to win the race.
Many congratulations, Paula. Okay, third place, but it shows you're back and looking ahead to next year. Well done.
Thank you.